Guys, so Bitcoin is now getting some resistance here. Make sure you smash that like button now that we got this working. Sorry, total mess. But all right, let's get into the main scene, guys. Hopefully this works as well. So yeah, if you guys remember, the last video I put out on this channel was called "It's About to Happen," right? And it was Bitcoin holding, hitting some resistance right below this downward sloping resistance line. We were discussing that it was becoming extremely likely for Bitcoin to finally get a breakout to the upside, and that has now taken place. So we got that breakout, we got that push up towards the 41 to 42K level, which is exactly what we discussed in my video from the other day. I think we just touched 41,300, and now we are seeing some resistance, and this is really not a surprise at all, right? So some people in the chat are asking, are we about to dump? What's going on? Well, after you see a major breakout like this, this is, you always got to expect some type of retrace to retest previous resistance as new support. If we had just broken straight above 42,000, that would have been cool, but it also probably would have incited a lot of selling, actually, right? So if Bitcoin had kind of just popped up above 42 really quickly, right here, I think a lot of people would have dumped, right? And the price would have probably come back down. And, but now we're seeing resistance here, which I actually think is good, especially if Bitcoin pulls back to that 37,000 level, retests previous resistance as new support, consolidates, and then breaks out. This to me would be a much stronger move for the bulls, for us to actually confirm previous resistance as new support, gain that confidence in the market, consolidate for a little bit, and then break 42. I actually would prefer this scenario. There would be a lot more strength behind it, and less people would be selling on the breakout of 42,000. And this is actually the funniest part about this, guys. This is actually exactly what we talked about on Twitter. Check this out. Ready? This was a joke, right? This tweet was kind of like a joke, but it was also something to expect. And in this tweet here, let me zoom in for you. It's kind of funny that it actually played out. We were talking about Bitcoin pulling back to the 35,000 level and then breaking out towards the 41 to 42K level. And ready? Boom. Boom. Dare I say it, guys? Dare I say it? Exactly as predicted. Exactly as predicted. So, this is actually all very normal. And even if Bitcoin did get a pullback down to, 37,000 again, right? That's fine. That's totally fine. And it's almost preferred in my opinion. Either way, I am bullish for a lot of reasons, including the weekly volume. Guys, the weekly volume, you guys know, huge bottom signal, just like March. So this is our narrative right now. We do have a bullish narrative. We do have a bull market narrative, right? Trend lines are like narratives, and we still are holding on to the bull market narrative. As long as we're holding a macro upward sloping trend line, it's still looking pretty good. And in terms of the previous cycles, it's all looking pretty good, guys. Still. Yeah, so there have been people in the chat right now are talking about how there's been so many bears everywhere. Yeah, there's been like bears all over Twitter, all over social media. And this is the reason why I made this post, actually, they're funny, but they're actually true, right? I actually got this comment on the bottom left. I said 30,000 is the bottom on Twitter, and somebody actually made this comment. They said, smart money is selling now and waiting for the 20K range. Like, these are the actual types of comments I get. And then we rally it up, right? And then people claim they bought the dip. And then we pull back and they say, see, I told you, we're screwed. And then when we break out, they pretend that they were bullish the whole time. And then we pull back again later, possibly. They'll say, see, it's a bear market. But really, that's the last area of maximum opportunity before the full recovery takes place. This is actually what I think is going to take place. So yeah, we could see that pullback to 37,000. And actually, it lines up perfectly with our volume profile here. So let's see if we can get this volume profile tool to load. Might take a couple seconds. But I do think the area of highest volume comes in around 37. So if there is going to be a pullback, guys, do not be surprised to see that. Hold on, volume profile is loading now. Let's see. It's going to take a second. There we go. You guys see that? So this is the 12-hour chart. If we do get a pullback, you know, coming back to the resistance also has confluence with the area of highest volume. So that's fine. And you guys know I'm more so focused on the long term anyway, so I don't really care. You know, I don't really care about this. If we did come back to test this range, doesn't really matter to me. It would just actually give me more confidence, right? Before then actually getting the breakout. Something like that would be totally perfectly normal. Weekly MACD is inverting the trend. That's true. MACD seems to be coming back up. Zero Storm says, Kev, do you think that altcoins have bottomed now? Or is there room for downside for Bitcoin dominance? Well, you know, the way that this usually goes, not every time, but a lot of times. Let's see here. Let me pull up TradingView. And then let's type in Bitcoin dominance. So a lot of times in the past, the way that this can work out is when Bitcoin dumps and there's a major correction, you end up catching a lot of support, or the Bitcoin dominance starts to increase. There's like an area of chop that takes place during the recovery. And why is that, guys? It's because there's way more confidence for Bitcoin than altcoins. Yes, the altcoins did really well recently, and everyone was drunk on altcoins. Right? The altcoins were flying. Even myself, I was a little bit overexposed to altcoins, trying to find the next 10x and all that. And as Bitcoin was topping out and going sideways, the altcoins were having an absolute mania phase. And you know, and that was sort of the thing then. But now that we've seen a major dump, the confidence leaves the altcoins and goes into Bitcoin. So somebody's asking, is it a good time to buy altcoins? I think it is. It is a good time because they're probably undervalued to some degree. But guys, it's likely that Bitcoin takes the spotlight. Just like a lot of these correction areas, we hit a base of support for dominance, we rally up for like a few weeks, a few months, right? We'll probably see Bitcoin hit this base of support for dominance, rally up for a few more, at least a few more weeks, if not a couple months, really. Confidence comes back to Bitcoin, Bitcoin gets accumulated, Ethereum gets accumulated, and once the trend starts to recover, things start looking a little bit better, right? If we start holding these ranges at least, then that's later on the altcoins will come back, right? But for now, Bitcoin will likely gain the dominance. And Ethereum, guys. I mean, Ethereum has been absolutely incredible. This is the 3-day chart, and this is since March. $90, right? $90 in March to $4,384 here in May. Guys, look at this trend line. Like, Ethereum has been an absolute delight to hold, right? It's been a better play than Bitcoin, actually, recently. Holding Ethereum is better than holding Bitcoin, you know, generally speaking, guys. Even though, of course, Bitcoin is the king, I still think that, you know, we made this prediction on this channel. Obviously, it's not hard to make, that Ethereum would outperform Bitcoin. A lot of people thought for some reason, because institutions aren't buying Ethereum, then Ethereum won't outperform Bitcoin. But guys, Ethereum always outperforms Bitcoin. Just how it is. And in fact, now we see institutions saying that Ethereum may overtake Bitcoin at some point, which, I mean, it's possible. And now we're seeing the devs fight back with Bitcoin Taproot, and they're going to have smart contracts implemented. So they're going to try to, I think they're attempting to maintain Bitcoin's dominance on the market by doing that. So we'll see how that affects it. I don't think that Taproot's going to do much to the price necessarily. I think that Bitcoin will probably maintain its traditional type of trend, probably. I don't think there's going to be a huge difference from Taproot. My prediction though about the crypto market in general is that interoperability will become like the most important thing, and that Bitcoin and Ethereum and others are going to literally like meld. And in 10 years, everything's just going to be like a big melting pot, and everything's going to be cross-chain interoperating with each other. And it's going to be a huge mix. And there's not going to be a winner-takes-all scenario. Not necessarily. We're going to see Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Polkadot, and a lot of others all just melding together. And it would almost become seamless between all of these ecosystems. That's my prediction, is that it's going to become a huge melting pot. and there will not be a winner takes all. Everything has a shot at providing some kind of value to the market, including like Cardano, right? Cardano eventually will have the opportunity to provide value to the crypto ecosystem, and it's not an Ethereum killer. They will both just provide their own types of value to the ecosystem. That's really what I think. Interoperability, guys. Synthetics, still good. Yeah, I think it's probably still good. So the synthetics market is still underdeveloped, in my opinion. Let's see what people are talking about in the chat. I think that Kusama is a better opportunity still than Polkadot, even though Polkadot is, well, now it's going up because of Coinbase, right? But it is undervalued, but Kusama will likely have more percentage growth. So I'm just seeing what the chat's saying, then we can move on. Richard says, dude, you have been shadow banned, guys. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't even have music on this time, and I'm still shadow banned on these live streams. And for some reason, a few months ago, this happened where I just, like, every stream I've done for the past, like, 2 or 3 months has been shadow banned. Every single one. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. So Maximilian says, any thoughts on the death cross? We can talk about that as well. So something else I was looking at is the way that market cycles have ended previously. And this is actually looking at 2011, right? We had like a descending triangle type pattern with flat line of support, decline in resistance there, increase in selling interest, and then we break down. Similar here, kind of a similar pattern here, flat line of support, increased selling interest, breakdown. Same thing happened in 2013, right? We did get a false, sort of like a suckers rally before the bear market. That happened there as well, descending triangle. Next one, 2017, 2018, descending triangle, breakdown. 2019, descending triangle, breakdown. So nearly every single Bitcoin cycle has ended with a pattern that resembles a descending triangle. Almost every single one. And now we're at this point where there's a lot of differences, right? Things feel a little bit different this cycle, though it kind of this more so resembles one of these parabolic advances that we saw in 2017. It kind of has more of that resemblance than it does like a market cycle top. But there is still a bearish potential here, guys, that we cannot discount, and that is that 30,000 could act as a flat base of support. And if Bitcoin does rally up and we find bearish signals on the next move up, right? If we like cross 50,000 and pull back, if we can't form a higher low after the next major area of resistance and we come back to 30, that would be a sign of extreme weakness, I would say, that the selling pressure or the selling interest is increasing and that you could see the end of a market cycle of some kind, right? So even though I keep saying 30,000 to the bottom, 30,000 to the bottom, right? And then in all of my videos I say it's at least a multi-month bottom. This is what I mean, right? I'm still keeping my mind open for the bearish scenario, guys. Don't get me wrong, but when you get a weekly volume spike that big, usually indicates a market bottom of some kind. But we cannot discount this potential. This is possible, and then you would see the market possibly looking to test towards 20 with a consolidation at lower levels before seeing the major run up. Now, this would invalidate stock to flow in a lot of ways, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, this is just a bearish scenario that I'm keeping my eye on as a potential. Though, I still think that right now the bull market narrative has more weight for now, right? Until we invalidate this and create lower highs, right? Because that's a bear market. Once you get that major lower high and a decrease in price, then you're actually in a bear market. Right now, it's still a bull market. Looks like we're slowly getting viewers though, even though we are shadow banned, we're slowly getting some people to join in. It's happening. Just looking at chat. Get Into Crypto says, Kevin, you're the best. You're proving your worth lately against all the bearish YouTubers that went full moon boy to calling 20K. Well, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people, guys, that were getting really, really bearish. I mean, there were a lot of top influencers that were actually selling at the bottom, right? That 55% decline scared some analysts and some influencers so much that they thought, oh my God, I got to de-risk. I got to start selling. And it was like the perfect play for the whales. You know, they were just accumulating. I mean, it's pretty clear, guys. It's pretty clear that everything below 35,000 was in extreme buy zone for the whales. I mean, look at this. We spent no time down there. And that was a huge signal for me as well as to why this could easily have been the bottom as we were forming it. Just wick down, wick down, wick down. Spent, you know, a day here, a couple days here, and then came right back up. This was actually the FBI FUD. When people thought the FBI hacked the Bitcoin network, that's what this was. And then El Salvador stepped in and said, hey, Bitcoin is going to be legal tender in our country. And then we rallied back up. So El Salvador came in the clutch with the positive news there. And guys, you know, one thing you got to remember about markets is there are no certainties and there are no guarantees, and anything can happen. Anything can happen, right? You could have seen the FBI FUD come out, right? And then imagine if the U.S. regulators said something down here where they said, we're going to ban Bitcoin. Like, just imagine, right? Then nobody could have known that was going to happen, and then we would have just dumped straight past 30, right? And nobody would have saw it coming. So just remember, anything is possible, and there are no certainties. There are no certainties. You can have confidence in your ideas, but anything can happen. So whenever you see people on social media saying, like, this is going to happen, it's just ignore it. MK1 Alexander says, only guarantee is that it'll go up, down, or sideways, unless your exchange freezes and then does nothing. Jesus says, hey, Kevin, you're very underrated. Your analysis is top-notch. Thanks for everything. How does XRP look? A quick analysis, please. Sure. Is there... I didn't look. I may have heard some news about the lawsuit, that it didn't end or something. So they probably have not reached a conclusion yet. But I appreciate the compliments, guys. I hope I didn't miss any super chats. I don't think I did. It's the first one I've noticed. We'll look at XRP in a second. So another thing that I wanted to mention was something that someone in my Patreon brought up, which is the 200-week moving average heat map, which I find interesting. We currently have a bearish narrative taking place here. So we have the 200-week moving average heat map. And if you're looking at, this is the 2017 peak, right? You see how we come up and there's a red dot at the top, right? We're very far away from the 200-week moving average. And then the first time that we see a blue dot right there after the yellow, right, is basically in the beginning of the bear market. And now people are looking at this here saying, you know, wait a minute, we have a blue dot. You know, we only see that when there's a bear market, right? Just like here in 2013 as well. We only see the blue dots during a bear market. Now, the difference here, guys, is that we didn't get any extreme overvaluation. We didn't get any red dots, right? Just like all the other times. Red, all the top, red at the top. This time, nope, no red. The market structure was very different here. And arguably, you could say that this is because we are mid-bull market, right? It's more of a middle of the bull market type price action, and there was no extreme emotional blow off top. So the reason why we have a blue dot is because we never got a red dot. It's sort of more moderate, if you ask me. And maybe we'll just consolidate for a little bit longer. So that's kind of how I see that. And there's been a lot of people discussing this one recently. So it's a little bit more neutral, in my opinion. A little bit more neutral. Yeah, guys, definitely smash that like button if you're just tuning in. We got about 700 people watching. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new to this channel. We're coming up on the 60,000 subscriber level, so we need all the help we can get to get there, guys. We're at 57.6 right now. Edit name says models are destroyed. That's true, guys. Models can be destroyed. The one thing that makes me the one thing that gives the stock to flow model more I guess makes me more confident about it than most other models is because it's based on the halving, right? And the halving is a very significant time for Bitcoin. And every single bull market in the past has taken place post-halving. Well, every single, there's only been a couple, but yeah, every halving ushers in bullish price action. You get artificial scarcity. You give bullish speculators incentive to start buying, right? It's sort of like the light just turns green, like it's a race, and everyone starts buying Bitcoin. And that's what causes Bitcoin to behave in this way, right? It's happened once again. So the stock to flow model actually does. It'll probably always kind of be relevant, even if we start diverging from it a little bit. Yeah, guys, I'm assuming Google Trends are probably down right now. So there's people saying that the 200-week moving average heat map, they disagree. I was saying this is more of a neutral point for the market. It's not the end of a cycle. And the reason why we have a blue dot is because we never had any extreme overvaluation with the red dot. Somebody's saying, no, this is not, somebody's basically disagreeing with me. But guys, remember, this top formation here is the only top formation in Bitcoin history that did not result in a wick high blow off top. The only one. Check it out. Check this out, guys. Ready? All right. So there, 2011, a wick blow off top. 2013, the first one, wick blow off top. 2013, blow off top. Right? Not much time spent up there, guys. Not much time spent there. A couple weeks. All right. Now, what's the next one? Going towards the next one, which is 2018. A couple weeks at the top, it was a blow off top. And now, well, 2019, blow off top. Here, it's the only one without a blow off top. It's a flat top. It's the only one ever. Right? Even 2017's runs had a blow off top on each one. Right? These parabolic advances in the middle of the bull market. This is the only flat top in Bitcoin history. Isn't that crazy? It's very strange, isn't it? Very strange. So it's showing definitely a change in market behavior, probably because Wall Street's involved, probably. And also remember, the way that we look at the market now, we have so much knowledge of what's happened in the past, and we've had so much time to study Bitcoin, to study its previous cycles and all that stuff, right? We've had a lot of studying going on in this community about the way Bitcoin normally behaves and what we can expect. One theory that I have about this flat top is that the bull market, the bullish narrative, was like overly anticipated and it was like over expected. There was like too much demand for the bull market to take place, right? Pretty clearly, like everybody was looking at the stock to flow model, and it kind of I think it may have caused this type of a result where people were sort of front running the bull market in of itself because it was so highly anticipated. So that is a possibility. And yeah, I mean, I was definitely thrown off by the fact that it was just a flat top. I didn't really think we were going to see a 55% dump. I thought 42,000 was possible. I did not expect 30. I actually don't remember any analysts really talk about 30 unless they were the ones that spotted Wyckoff early on. Yeah, Pi cycle top coincided with the hash rate debacle. Pi cycle top coincided with literally like the couple days where the Chinese government shut down the power grids. You know, there's an argument to be made there. Would we have gone up more and actually had a blow off top if the Chinese government didn't shut down the miners? I mean, who knows? Maybe. So yeah, and my other point here is that we spent so much time at the top that because so many people joined in on the market, guys, a lot of people came into crypto on this top as we were just going sideways for months. Again, that's never happened in Bitcoin history. And the reason why this dump was bigger than any dump in 2017 is because of the time spent at the top. There were more people that were able to capitulate down. So the dump was sort of a result of the time we spent at the top. Makes sense to me. Now we might just consolidate sideways for longer. It might take us a little bit longer than we think to get a major recovery, guys. Matthew B says, yo boy, what's up? Just looking at chat. Big Fat Moose says, I only started with crypto recently, put some into Ethereum, but only a small amount, like really small into Bitcoin. Do you think I should go for more soon? Well, I mean, that you got to make that decision for yourself. You know, what does your analysis lead you to believe? And if you think that long term we probably will see some kind of upside, then sure. I mean, accumulating is not a bad idea. Now, I mean, I care way more about the long term than the short term. So you guys remember, if you're new to this market and you buy a coin, you buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you're down 10% the next day, that is like normal. Like being down 10% or 20% after an entry is like expected, like in my opinion. That's just like what happens. And then you're kind of up and down for like a week, and then maybe you see a recovery. So yeah, guys, remember, short term, if we keep seeing selling interest, 37 is on the cards. And then you would want to see higher lifts from there, and that's when you would want to see the test of 42. So that kind of a thing, you know, exactly as predicted on Twitter. Checking out chat. So I guess, yeah, somebody sent me some money and said, look at XRP. So I guess we could do that. Oh yeah, guys, remember one of the last, I think like 3 live streams ago, Polygon was at 40 cents, 35 cents. And I was saying that it's likely going to be in the top 10, possibly top 20. And since then it went from number 63 on CoinGecko to number whatever, it's now in the top 20. So exactly as predicted on that one as well. Polygon, definitely one of my best trades of the year so far. Made 6,000% gains. And I did post this in Patreon when I got in below 4 cents. 6,000%. Pretty epic trade. I pulled like 4 Bitcoin in profits out of it, which is crazy. So let's look at XRP. Probably want to use Bitstamp. Yeah, guys, by the way, I mean, if you send me tips asking about altcoins, I may or may not look at it. I may or may not. Because there's just going to be too many requests and the stream would just end up being crazy. So tip at your own risk if it's an altcoin request. I haven't looked at XRP in a while. That's why I'm doing it. Somebody asked me to do it. Yeah, we had that multi-year descending triangle, which we were warning about on this channel for a long time. The XRP army hated me. Then we broke down. Turned out to be an actual bearish pattern. And then we had this crazy pump and dump action taking place. I mean, now we're kind of failing the trend line. Seems. Are we? No, I guess we're holding it. So this is a pretty big moment for XRP, actually. I guess it is for most coins, though. It is for most coins. Was there any news? Can someone tell me in the chat, was there any news for XRP that I may have missed? So yeah, if you fail this upward sloping trend line, then you're looking for 65 cents would probably be the main area of interest. You already had a wick down there, and it's the area with most touch points looking left. So yeah, if you fail this, a really good entry would probably be 65, at least for a trade. But yeah, I mean, XRP is kind of just following the rest of the market, it seems, guys. It's kind of just like, if you're looking at the weekly chart, it's not really all too different. Like if you just consider what XRP has done and then look at Bitcoin, I mean, it's like kind of just in a similar path, I guess. It's not really all that unique. It's slightly different, but it's pretty similar. Really, guys, again, Bitcoin is the main focus right now. All the confidence is sitting in Bitcoin. So when you have a major correction, Bitcoin dominance goes up. And that's why the altcoins got absolutely destroyed. And there's never been a better example to show you why you always have to own Bitcoin, guys. At least something. Because it will bring stability to your portfolio. It will bring you stability. Your portfolio would not have gotten so wrecked recently if you just had some Bitcoin in it. Like at least, a good percentage. And Ethereum. Ethereum's been generally very stable as well. Alex Malera coming in with the 5. He says, I just want to say Bitcoin power. Amazing. We got over 700 people watching. Definitely smash the like button and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Jesus in the chat says, Kev. What's up, Jesus? He's always the guy that comments and says, protect this man at all costs. Every single video. Stock Up says, Kev, what's up? You're the man for staying bullish. Guys, it was the one. I mean, it's the one and only indicator that you need. I'm telling you, when you get a major dump or a major pump and you just look at that weekly volume, it's the one indicator that has never been wrong since 2017. It's never been wrong. I mean, people always look for like the magical indicator. Well, for market tops and market bottoms, this is the magical indicator. Maybe it fails at some point, but guys, on this channel, we've been using it for years, and we've called tops and bottoms for years with this exact indicator. It's a secret, so don't tell anyone. Nobody talks about it. And you have to use Coinbase, guys, because Coinbase is one of the most popular exchanges, so there's a lot of volume there. But this is it, guys. The magical indicator. Even 6K was a pretty good signal there, too, for a multi-month bottom. Magic, guys. It's literally magic. You got to look at this one. You will hear a lot of analysts say things on, like YouTubers say like, oh, you can't look at Bitcoin volume because there's OTC trading, so it doesn't, it's not valid. And that is kind of that's really the silliest thing you could ever say when you realize what's going on here. The price of Bitcoin is being set on exchanges, guys, despite the OTC. Every single major weekly volume signature of this magnitude has resulted in a market top or a market bottom. And that's why right when we hit 30,000, I was saying, guys, this is likely to be a market bottom. Look at the weekly volume signature. Nobody believed me. It was very unclear for a while. And now we're starting to see this bottom kind of play out. Right now, people are starting to see it. So at least a multi-month bottom, guys. Binance volume is also there. Right? Somebody's asking about Binance volume. It is also there. It's actually bigger than the March crash. Actually record-breaking weekly volume. The problem is you can't compare it to anything here, or at least not on this chart, because it doesn't show 2017. It's a little bit different. Coinbase was already, had a lot of activity since 2017. Okay, well, okay, now somebody, I was actually waiting for this. Someone says, well, 2018, it wasn't the bottom. Well, guys, it basically was, though. Okay, you didn't catch like the exact moment of the bottom, but that dip right there, that major week to the downside. Look, we went from 5,600 all the way down to 3,400. Okay, yeah, you dipped down one other week. You dipped down a little bit, but it was basically the bottom. I mean, you couldn't, if you're a long-term trader, you can't really have asked for anything better than this indication right here. It was basically the bottom. You got a little bit more down. You touched 3,400, got the weekly volume signature, then you went down to 31. Okay, $300. Wow. Okay, but it was a really good bottom signal, guys. It was really good. It worked. It worked. Now, we did spend a lot of time there, but it was still good. It was still good. So yeah, this right here, 2017 top right there. And then this second volume signature was the 6K bottom, which was the better part of the year, guys. Also a bottom. So top signal, right? Guys, market tops and market bottoms. Look, 2019 market top signal. I'm just answering questions in the chat. Best indicator literally of all time. Coinbase volume. It'll probably fail eventually, but so far so good. Absolutely perfect. Rotten Tomato says, do you farm P swaps? Yeah, guys. I have XOR, I have Val. I'm definitely big into the PokeSwap ecosystem. So the XOR token, the Val token, PSwap token, I have pools for all of those. Mark B coming up to 2. Thanks for keeping it straight. I appreciate you. I appreciate that tip as well. Appreciate the compliments. Eric Munzo's in the chat. What's up, man? I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, guys, the best analysis is for me, the best way to analyze the market is I'm more of like a chart purist, where I keep the chart very pure and I look at price action, volume, market structure, trends, market sentiment, a lot of those things. And it's like then after that, then I might pull up moving averages, MACD, RSI, right? So it starts off very pure. I don't like to clutter my charts with too many things. And to each their own, right? Whatever works, works. So also, yeah, in terms of the recovery here for Bitcoin, you know, again, if we hold the bull market narrative, now again, like I showed you guys before, there's always a potential for a bear market, especially if the stock market started selling off or something, right? It is possible that you would create a descending triangle from this point. You know, something like this is possible with a breakdown. But if we maintain the bullish narrative, then we would probably recover, you know, somewhere from end of July into October, probably. We'll see. I don't expect like a rapid recovery or anything, obviously. It'll take a few months. It's going to take a few months probably before we come back. But that could give altcoins some time to get their recoveries as well. So yeah, guys, we don't have any music today because I had technical issues. Yeah, I could pull up the good old S&P because this does play a role, guys. I've talked about this on my channel many times that there is a correlation between Bitcoin and the S&P. They both were breaking their all-time highs at the same time. They both find major market lows at the same time. It's not perfectly correlated, but it is generally correlated. A bullish stock market creates confidence for speculators. And cryptocurrencies are a speculative market, almost purely speculation. So you need a good stock market. You need a healthy stock market for a healthy crypto market. Very rarely do you have a bearish stock market with a healthy crypto market. Rare, very rare. It's all about confidence, guys. It is a confidence game. And this is crazy. The S&P right now, the way that it's performing is absolutely unbelievable. We are now hitting new all-time highs, it seems. And we probably will get some kind of continuation. Seems to me. Seems pretty stable at the moment. I think the Dow Jones is stalling out a little bit as the S&P is moving up. The overall market outlook, we are consolidating, sir, while whales accumulate to fight inflation with crypto. Well, I mean, regardless, guys, it's pretty clear that we're getting some whale accumulation. I mean, the bottom was set at 30,000 with the weekly volume signature. That was very clear from the moment we hit 30. We talked about it on this channel. It's likely the bottom, right? Nobody else on YouTube was talking about this. I'm telling you, nobody looks at this. It's so weird. It's so weird to me. But that's mostly what I wanted to discuss today, guys. Also, let's just go back to the short term, the 4-hour chart, to go over that. Again, you know, if the bulls can maintain 40,000 and then punch above 42, awesome. I would love to see it. Great, right? We'll probably head towards 47,000 would be the next major area of interest, probably. All that is also based on volume profile, right? So whenever we do get a breakout, I'd be looking for 47 for previous support and also the highest area of volume on volume profile. If we do pull back, I'd be looking for 37,000, which is coinciding with our highest area of volume to the downside and our downward sloping resistance. Probably confirm that as new support before getting the breakout. But from this point, I am bullish, guys. I am looking for upside. I am looking for Bitcoin to test towards 50,000 at some point here, right? And we'll see. Do we consolidate here for even longer, for many months before breaking out? Very possible. Right? Are we going to get a lower high with a continued bear market, or the beginning of the bear market, I should say? Also possible. One thing I am confident about is a move up to test some higher prices closer to 47 to 50,000. I am very confident about that. We'll see how things shape up from there. I think the bears made a huge mistake by being, by selling and being bearish at the bottom, right? This was a clear bottom to us on this channel. Guys, there's like spammers in the chat, like the Pi token or whatever. Just ignore it. FOMO into Shiba with Coinbase News. I don't know about that, guys. Somebody sent me SHIB, so I have like 16 million SHIB because somebody sent it to me, just because they wanted to. Yeah, Blue Fig says Kev called the bottom at 3,800 last year with the exact same indicator, guys. The magical indicator. So easy. It's so easy, guys, when you use weekly volume on Coinbase to call the top and bottoms. So easy. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sorry for the technical difficulties today. Definitely subscribe to this channel if you're new. And also, hit the like button on your way out. Hopefully next stream we have better luck. And be prepared for the next videos that I'm uploading. Hit that bell button, guys. Make sure you have the bell button selected. We called the breakout above that downward sloping resistance literally like 2 hours before we had the breakout. So if you guys want to be updated for that kind of stuff, right, we called this breakout right before it happened. So definitely hit that bell button. All right, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.